Oh, yeah.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Cheers to you, America.
Happy Friday to everyone out there. Happy Friday to our live studio audience as well. Woo! Thank you so much. It's we've got a steak episode for you.
Let's go, baby.
Everybody cooks steaks. We'll see you. It's Funday Friday. Friday.
Friday, baby.
Friday.
We made it.
I'm going to go ahead and start talking about those amazing probes that we have available at rectech.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a couple of buddies of mine.
Yes.
We're not going to name any names, but they work for other grill companies.
Oh.
And they've actually are really excited that they get to use the probes
Right.
because they don't have to have our grill.
That's exactly right. That's right.
They can download our app and they can use our probes on their grill. So shout out, you know who you are. Shout out.
But you can use those probes in your oven. So if you're making
right.
like, extra stuff, throw them in there. That's fine.
Absolutely.
It works out too.
Absolutely.
Super excited.
Toaster oven,
That's right.
whatever.
Man, lots of new accessories available at rectech.com. Make sure you go and check those out, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section down below. It's all about steak today. Chef John, what are you cooking?
I'm going to be doing the flat iron steak today. One of my favorite steaks. Yeah, flat iron steak. Not really one of those more popular steaks like the ribeye or the tenderloin, but super delicious and super tender as well.
Okay.
That's
All right. What about you, Chef Greg?
Well, at least Chef John Steak actually has one name. This one has like 7, whether it's a culotte if you're in France, a picanha if you're in Brazil, a sirloin cap, a rump cap. Yeah, too many names.
Very cool.
Same piece of meat.
That's right.
But it's all about steak. Again, we're going to answer all your questions about steak.
That's right.
Even if you like the ribeyes, the flat irons, the other kinds of steaks. Make
Fillets, New York strips.
Sure. Thanks for showing me up, everybody.
Yeah, I was just trying to help you.
Appreciate you making me feel great. Feeling great here. But again, we want you to have an amazing time, and we want to answer all your questions. That's what the show's all about. So make sure you ask all of those questions down below. Yeah. We're going to give something away.
Always.
I love it.
Always
do that.
Always.
So make sure you like this video, share this video, and ask a good question down below, because those are the only stipulations.
That's all the stipulations.
All right. Who's going to go first today, gentlemen?
Probably Chef. Do you want to go?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna let
I
you
like
go,
it.
Chef.
All right,
I'll let you
fine.
go
I was going to
first.
Rochambeau it out.
Yeah, but you always win those, so I'm just going to
No.
defer.
Yeah,
and let
see, I
you
win
go
them when there's
first.
nothing on the line. Like, if we were to put $5 on the line, it's not going to happen. All right, but we got the nice disposable large cutting boards here.
Ooh.
Underneath the other one here. But chef tip,
Sexy.
if you're using the disposable boards, put a wet paper towel underneath, and that way nothing slides around.
like
Okay,
that,
all right,
Chef.
all right.
All right,
That
so
is
the
smart.
picanha here, or the sirloin cap, or the culotte, or the rump cap, or there's a lot of names here.
Okay.
But this is going to come from the sirloin, or the top,
Top round.
thank you, top round.
Is that right?
That was right,
Yes!
absolutely.
Yes! Hell yeah. All right.
Of the top
It's a great
round,
show. All right, bye, everybody.
Of the top round of the cow. So again, this is going to be the hind quarter, where Chef John's got something from the front, the forequarter there.
That's right.
But this one's actually not too
Check
bad.
your
So on the bottom side, you want to get a knife here and remove all the gristle and sinew and kind of like the gross stuff. Okay, so a nice sharp knife will make your life pretty simple here. So a little boning knife will do fine, chef's knife. You don't want to eat that though, because all this silver skin, you can chew and chew and chew for days. I don't care how sharp your teeth are, you ain't getting through that, okay? Other than that, they're all gonna look a little bit different, but this is a great substitute if you can't find tri-tip in your area. Or maybe you want something a little bit different, a little bit more robust. This roast, you can cook in its entirety.
Okay.
So this is a great candidate for a reverse sear. It's a great candidate for a high temperature roast. It's a great candidate for just a smoke.
Okay.
You can cut them into steaks too. The one thing you want to watch out for, the grain of this is kind of deceiving, almost like a tri-tip.
Yes, sir.
Not
Yes,
as
sir.
bad,
Okay.
but you can kind of see the grain is kind of running like this. So when you cut them into steaks, you want to make sure you cut across the grain a little bit. So what you want to do is, I'll cut it like this just so you can see, okay? So you can see it almost looks like a New York strip steak. So if you were to keep cutting these backwards, okay, it's essentially like a New York strip steak. So these can be cut into steaks as well. Now, that fat cap there is a prized possession for this. And you're gonna eat all that, okay? Now this one here is like really cold to make your life easy. I put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes.
Smart move.
And it makes you be able to get them, like, see how clean that cut is there? That's what you want. But you can cook this like a New York strip steak.
Yep, and we got a good. We got a good question from Mr. Derek Boyd. Shout out, Derek. You're
Fire
always
away.
watching us. What's the minimum amount of thickness you should go, Greg, when you want to get a good medium rare? So again, you don't want to go too thin because again, that medium rare is really hard to hit.
Yep. For me, I'm like an 1.5 inch kind of guy, so I'm gonna go at least about that thick. Now, I did trim off a little bit of that fat, which people are gonna be like, sacrilege, you mean
Right.
that. But if you don't wanna eat it, cut it off. Now, don't throw it out. So just like all your brisket trim, you see how clean that fat is? You can save this. So maybe you harvested a deer.
There you go,
can
right.
you can add this to your ground venison. You can take this and kind of like lubricate your sear kit.
Whoa, okay,
Right?
sorry, I thought you
for
were going
added
somewhere
sear.
else.
No,
I like
definitely
it.
not. But we're gonna cook this one whole. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim this one up real quick. This one's a little bit uglier on the bottom.
No, don't say that.
It kind of is.
Hey,
Okay.
a lot of folks out there on Facebook. Shout out Facebook, North Carolina, Michigan, Dublin, Georgia.
There we go.
What's up?
So all of that silver skin we want to cut off, but if you're going to cook it whole, we want to make sure we score that fat a little bit,
Okay.
and that way it's going to render off a little bit. So we're going to take that knife and we're going to cut down about 2/3 into that fat,
There you go.
about 1/4 inch apart. Get your fingers out of the way.
Phoenix, Idaho, Greenwood, South Carolina,
There we go.
Columbia, South Carolina, Phoenix, Arizona,
And we're going to rotate
Pennsylvania.
and go across that. So what that's going to do is, as
Yum.
this starts to kind of cook, that fat's going to open up,
There you go.
and that fat's going to render out. So you're more apt to get it crispy. You're not, well, let me rephrase that. You're never going to get it like crispy,
Right, right,
crunchy,
yeah.
but you're going to render it out.
Very cool.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to season this up pretty simple. We're going to go with a base coat of that 4-letter rub because it is delicious.
Hey, Chris had a really good question. What's the maximum heat that probe can take, Chef Greg?
So the meat probes, again, you can cook it things up to 500 plus degrees. You know, when you're cooking 1,000 degrees on a bullseye, it's not in there long enough.
No.
So a leave-in thermometer is not really going to benefit you there.
Nope.
But you're good upwards of 500 degrees. It's not going to have a problem there. We're going to go ahead and season the top side of this, and I've got the flagship behind me.
Shoot, yeah.
rocking and
$200
rolling.
off right now at
I love it.
rectech.com.
That's a steal right there. We're burning those ultimate blend pellets, and normally I let this sit for about an hour or two and let it kind of like melt into the skin.
What's your favorite steak to smoke and season?
I'm a ribeye guy.
Ribeye?
But I don't smoke them. I just go hot and fast.
What's
I'm
your
lazy.
favorite?
I'm not opposed to a sirloin.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's beefy.
Tasty, yeah.
It's beefy.
It tastes
you got to think
good.
of it like filet mignon are great. They're tender.
Yes.
But it's like a completely useless muscle.
Yes.
And I say useless because there's no blood flow through
Right.
there, so there's no beefiness to it.
There's
Something
no
like a
beefiness.
sirloin, way more flavor. Something like a flat iron in the 4/4, it's doing all that work,
Yep.
way more flavor. This is sitting right on its rump. It's
I like the
working
skirt
all
steaks.
day.
I like the skirt steaks, you know, for
that's
the
good
tacos and quesadillas and all of that good
All
stuff.
right, TaylorMade, get on in here. Again, we're rocking 425.
Yeah.
Dang,
Now we've
y'all.
taken that second shelf out. We could put a ton of those in there, but we're gonna let this go to internal of right about 120 degrees, 125, and let them. Look at that. That's what you want. See that hash marks, that fat? We're going fat down the entire time because I want to try to render all that out. Like that right there
That looks so good.
is what I'm looking for. So probably another 20 minutes or so. We'll let those rest, slice them up, and man, that's what I got on
Man.
that
All
flagship.
right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Chef John's concoction, and I don't mean by concoction, but if you want to see Chef John cook up this delicious flat iron, again, not a lot of folks know about the flat iron.
That's right.
We're going to need you to smash that share button.
Yeah.
We'll give you 3 seconds to do it. We'll count you down. 3, 2, 1.
Smash it! All right, guys, so I'm going to be taking you through the ins and outs of the flat iron steak. Now, first thing you need to know, it comes from the chuck portion of the cow, right? So we're going to have a lot of flavor in there. But because this specific muscle isn't used a lot, it's going to be really tender, right? I'm going to show you all a couple tricks to get it even more tender. So,
This is one of those steaks that the butcher's kind of like found that
Yeah.
we're normally going to grind,
Right.
but with a little bit of finesse and skill.
yep, here's what you got.
Only 2 of these per cow, though.
That's it.
Linda Moore wants us to do a breakdown of a chuck roll into steaks.
Ooh,
we should do
that's
that for
good.
Linda one day.
Yeah. I
That's
like
good.
it.
Yeah, I love it. That's delicious.
What's up, Al Bassett? Al Bassett's out there. Al, when are you going to take us fishing? Come on, Al.
Yeah, come
We
on,
can
Al.
all fit on your boat.
We got to rip some lips.
Ish wants to know what's your favorite side with the steak.
Man, I'm a baked potato kind of guy.
Yes.
Like extra butter, bacon, cheese,
Right.
sour cream,
Love that.
little
about you?
Mash.
little
Mashed
broccoli.
Mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, a little brown
Starch.
gravy.
I'll
That's
do
the way.
different. I like corn on the cob.
We know you like corn.
But,
Yeah.
corn, but is corn a vegetable or a starch? It's both.
Oh yeah, wow. I like corn kernels.
It's kind of like mac and cheese down
a
south.
vegetable.
It's a vegetable
I
and a
love
side,
cream
yeah.
corn. All right, but guys, so back to the flat iron. Now, this is what it looks like when you get it out of the package. Now, the butcher did a really good job of pretty much cleaning all the sinew up out of here. But if you see some silver skin, you know, just come in with your knife, and we're just going to peel this off. Not a big deal.
And that, like I said, John, they did a great job trimming that.
Yeah, they really did.
Like, so there's almost no trim on this one. Sometimes you see them, and there's that sinew and fat all over the top.
That's right, and that's going to be a little bit of work.
Throw that steak in the freezer like 20 minutes, get it
That's
nice and cold, make your life a lot easier.
Kevin Bomber says he likes to tenderize these before he cooks them.
Ooh, well, Kevin, that's a great segue right into what I'm going to do. So, Kevin,
Hello.
today we're going to be using that Rectech beef injection. Now, it's going to help tenderize this flat iron. It's also going to help punch it up a little bit and give it some more of that extra beefy flavor.
Yum.
The beautiful thing about our injection is it's easy to use, right? So I always suggest you guys get a shaker bottle, and this will be for any of those injections that you're going to use. It's much easier to put them in a shaker bottle, shake them up, and get them nice and dissolved, right? So we're going to use a 1/4 cup of our beef injection. Now, all these black tops, little chef tip, it's a 1/4 cup, right? Science. So we're gonna go 1/4 cup to 8 ounces of beef stock. And you guys just get the regular beef stock at your grocery store. We're gonna put these in here. We're gonna mix this up really well.
Glenn, you could use that meat tenderizer available at rectech.com as well. Poke a bunch of holes in there if you wanted to.
You totally could.
Glenn likes to do his Hawaiian style with teriyaki and pineapple.
Ooh, Glenn, I like that. I like where your head's at. All right, so once we got everything dissolved, we're gonna go ahead and get our injector out. And we're just gonna go ahead and fill her up.
Yum.
Right? Uh-oh.
And for a thinner cut of meat, maybe you can inject. You can go ahead and mix that up.
Yeah.
And use like a steak bath. So put it in a shallow baking dish, put your steak in the bottom.
That's exactly
And just
right.
let it kind of like soak for a while.
Yeah,
But put it back in the fridge. We want to be safe.
Little marinade, if you will.
Now,
All right,
a different Lisa wanted to know if you also cook your sides on the grill as well.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Everything.
I cook everything on the grill. Lisa, in Georgia in the summertime, it's about 9,000 degrees. So any reason that I have not to heat my house up, I'm going to take advantage of that, 100%.
But it's not just sides you can cook on the grill. It's all your baked goods, desserts.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything from briskets to biscuits and anything in between, man. Just load it up. Let the grill do the hard work for you.
That's right.
And definitely not heat up the house because my power bill was brutal last month.
But guys, go definitely check out rectech.com. Check out the recipe section. We have a ton of amazing recipes that are going to be perfect for your next cooking event for sure. All right, now
is this your favorite way to tenderize, or do you have a favorite way to tenderize your meat?
This is what I do every time. To tenderize my meat, this is what I'm going to do. Now, truthfully, I don't always tenderize my meat, Jody, as far as steaks go, but if I'm going to tenderize them, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, I'm gonna let it rest for at least 2 hours, then I'm gonna pull it back out and I'm gonna season it up. Now, whenever I'm seasoning any of my beef products, guys, and I tell people this all the time online, they ask me a lot of questions about this, I always use Ben's Heifer Dust, right? Often imitated, never duplicated. Part of that rub and sauce bundle, and Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. It's a perfect combination for anything beef, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and give it a nice sprinkle.
And that injection's gonna help kind of like soak all that seasoning in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Another mistake that people make, guys, and it's a rookie mistake, don't feel bad if you're out there and you do this. Go ahead and give your seasoning a chance to rest inside on top of your protein, right? You don't want to go ahead and just flip this over right now. All of that seasoning is just going to spill right off. But if you give it 5 minutes to rest, then you flip it, it's going to be perfect, and it's really going to help it kind of have like that bark. That's how that bark comes from.
Now, I don't know if you hit this, Chef John. Good question here from Joe. He wants to know, was that cold or warm liquid for the injection?
Always cold, always cold. You don't want to put warm injection into cold food, right? Because what is it going to do? It's just going to heat that up and start cooking that. So make sure your injection's nice and cold. I always use bottled water, same bottled water. That way you don't have any variance in your injection, right? So cold bottled water, get it nice and shook up, and you're going to be good to go.
Sweet.
All right, a little bit of heifer dust, right? And I've already got a couple of these done, so we can come straight onto the grill. I'm using the dual fire today.
Yeah.
$200 off right now, Jody.
Right, absolutely.
That's
Both
right.
these grills that we're cooking on today are $200 off at rectech.com.
Now, everybody knows the direct side can get down, Jody, right? So that's the optimal side if you're going to be trying to get some grill marks. But what I wanted to show you guys is I've got the indirect side set at 500 degrees, right? And I've got the sear kits on the indirect side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take these steaks. See how nice and dark it is? All that seasoning's adhered to it. Right, we're just going to throw these. Can you hear that sizzle? That's what I'm talking about right there.
Speaking of sear kit, that's what we gave away last week, Chef John.
Yes, sir.
All right, and this person had a really great question for both of you. This person says that they have the B380 Bullseye.
Yes, sir.
They were wondering how often they should be cleaning the fire pot at the bottom of the grill.
every 4 to 5 bags. That's our rule. That's what we tell them, you know?
Right.
Every 4 to 5 bags.
No, the fire pot.
The fire pot. Every 4 to 5 cooks. Guys, go in there, and it's super easy. All you got to do is hit that little lever, and it's going to dump straight. That bullseye's going to dump straight down. Make sure you do it when it's cold.
And then if you have the B380, the regular bullseye, you can just stick your hand in there and scoop it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. About every 4 to 5 cook. Very good
4 to 5
answer.
cooks. So guys, just make sure on the B380X or the Black Edition, you're doing that the first thing you do before you turn your grill on. If you need to clean it out, we're hitting that before we hit the grill. That way you have a nice, safe cook.
Well, shout out to @MichaelPrice1685. He is the winner of our
All
sear
right.
kit.
Hey,
Whatever grill you
congratulations,
have,
buddy.
Michael, whatever grill you have, my man, we will make sure that we get that size and get that headed out there to you.
So Jody, that sear kit's a great accessory, but my favorite accessory is hands down the thumb grinders. And there were a couple questions I noticed on one of the forums. I forget which one it is, but staple at my house. And they come in packs of 2. I've got 6 at the house, right? Because you never know what's coming at you. So for me, one is always filled with that 4-liter rub.
Okay.
Movie night doesn't happen unless everybody has their own thumb grinder with 4-liter rub. They can do their own popcorn.
I like that.
But for steaks, what you got to do is you got to up your game. So I take a mixture of 4-liter rub and heifer dust. Okay, and what this is going to do is grind this down. We'll add a little more, about 50-50 mix. Okay, this is going to grind this down into a finer powder that's going to melt on the top. So I mix it on a paper towel. Okay, now there is a little windy out here, so if I make a mess, no big deal. But go ahead and fill up.
That's smart, Chef Greg.
Well, I mean, I try not to be stupid. Not always successful. Okay, so we're going to fill that up. So what we do is, when the steaks come out, now they're about 95 degrees, so you get a little bit longer.
Right.
We're gonna let them rest, slice them up, but the problem is they're nice and thick, so it's hard to season the inside. Not anymore. Because what you can do is, you can grind this down, and it's gonna make that 4-liter rub and heifer dust a lot finer, so it like melts onto each of the steak.
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
like, cut a piece off, do one of those, eat it, you'll thank me later.
I love it, Chef Greg. I love where your head's at.
Our buddy Floyd, he likes to use that Loco Gringo rub on his steaks. That's his go-to. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. Jody, I'm just going to throw some jalapeno peppers on here. You don't even have to worry about this, but just utilizing the full capacity of that dual fire, right?
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah, guys, if you're not roasting your peppers on your grill, you're not living your best life. This is the only way to do it. Takes a little bit of that heat out. It's going to be awesome.
Delicious.
All right. So we got anybody to spin the wheel for us yet there, Devin? Devin is actually going to pick somebody out of our studio audience.
I love that.
And we actually have a live studio audience.
Yeah, check them out, everybody. Make sure you give yourselves a big round of applause. We appreciate everybody. This is our live edition of Funday Friday. We usually like to do these on the 4th Friday of the month. Again, it gets mixed up. But make sure you sign up at rectech.com for the newsletter, and then you'll be able to figure out when we're doing these live Funday Fridays. Chef John likes to orchestrate the We Cook Wednesdays as well.
That's right.
So we also cook live there. So if you're ever wondering, a lot of folks in the comment section wondering how they can get down there, how can they figure out what to do, make sure you sign up for the newsletter at rectech.com.
Best part about the live audience, though,
What?
they might not know yet, but they get to wash all the dishes.
That's right. They get to wash all the
That is
dishes.
the best part.
All right, y'all come on out. That's okay. Taylor, somebody else is going to come out. I'm going to interview our wheel spinner right now. We got more people coming in.
I love it.
You can show the people coming in, Taylor. That actually looks better than me just standing here. You don't have to close that door, sir. We appreciate you.
Security showed up.
All right, come on over here, darling. All right, what's your name?
Hope.
Hope. Where do you hail from, Hope?
Hepzibah.
Hephzibah, Georgia.
Hephzibah.
How do you spell that?
Hephzibah.
That girl's good.
Shout out to everybody in America. They're like, Hephzibah. I know how to spell that. No, you don't. Hope, do you have a Rectech at home?
Yes, I do.
What model do you have?
The 590.
The 590. All right.
bless
Now,
you.
what is the greatest thing about having a Rectech?
You can light it just like that.
The immediate
I love that.
lighting of it. I
That's a
love
great
it. I love
answer.
it. We appreciate you coming, Hope. We really do. I want you to spin this wheel of Rectech. Now, there's a couple of rules. We want to do it clockwise, and I want you to spin it hard as hell, okay? All right, I'm going to, Chef John and I are going to count you down. I'm going to hold it, okay? 3, 2, 1, spin it! Nice spin, Hope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to need you to share this video, love this video, and ask a good question in the comment section down below. Good spin, Hope. And you can win yourself a B380.
Get out!
Cheese and crackers. What a good spin,
Whoa.
Hope. Now, we're not just giving a B380 to you folks out there at home. We're actually going to give a B380 to Hope here.
Oh my God!
What's up? All right. right. That's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
That's right. You don't have a B380, do you?
No, I don't.
All right, perfect. Even better, even better. So go on over there. Hope we'll get your information. Thank you so much for spinning that wheel of RecTech. Congratulations.
That's right.
Ladies and
Great. Way
gentlemen,
to go,
that's
Hope.
the reason why you need to come and hang out with us when we're cooking live and we're doing things here at RecTech. We really do appreciate it. But man, Hope on a grill.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to stop it.
No, you didn't. You did the right thing. You did good, boy.
Oh, wait, you got a
But
microphone.
now she's got the ultimate grilling package in the backyard. You got the 590 for all those indirect cooks, and then you got the B380 for all those high temp cooks.
Yeah.
So you can be doing. I mean, there's no excuse you can't do everything.
No excuse.
No.
Now, Hope,
So-
you got to get that Matador pan.
There you go.
got to get that pizza kit.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
So just one to Hope. We're not going to give one away for people out in the comment
Yes,
section.
yes, Chef John.
Okay, I'll just make
We're
it
giving-
sure.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
That's what I said.
Everyone was
no,
clapping.
again, we need people to like this video, love
Yeah.
this video, share it all over the internet, and ask a good question down below. Everybody's freaking out for Hope.
love
so
it.
that's really cool to see. Valerie, we know Valerie. She says, "Go
love
Hope,
Valerie.
go."
Hey-o.
But yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Man,
What a great
was
day.
what a
awesome.
great
Yeah.
day.
I mean, the rain cloud just went right over the top. Said not today, not raining on Funday
Not
Friday.
today.
Now, for everybody here, we've already got stuff inside. So if you don't want to stay and all that other stuff, if you want to hang out in the air conditioner, please do. We've already got stuff in there for you to eat, okay? But Chef John's about to pull these peppers off.
look
Chef
at
Greg,
that.
do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I got
for Taylor to-
that smallest picanha is almost ready to
Head
come
on
out.
over there, Taylor. Check those out.
Again, available in the 6-piece barbecue toolkit. You got that meat fork here.
Yep.
I love it because you know what? I just want to stab it just like that. I'm not dropping that thing.
Stab
okay?
it, Chef Greg.
And we're gonna let that rest. Oh man, look at that fat.
Cheese and crackers.
Not to be outdone by Chef Greg, I did some steaks earlier. They've been resting right over here.
Love that.
Look how great those came out.
Now, again, is there like, Chef Greg was talking grains earlier. Is there a specific way that you have to cut these flat irons?
You
as well?
definitely want to cut them against the grain as well. And once it's cooked, guys, I'll show y'all a little chef
And they're weird. Like
secret.
they plump when you cook them.
They do. They plump right up.
You got Uncle Mike in the house over there.
Uncle Mike, what's up? He said, what's up?
Hey, what's the best grill for cooking pizza while we wait?
Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm a fan of that Bullseye Deluxe. 650 degrees with that pizza kit. Like 8 minutes and your life will be changed
Yeah,
forever.
I agree.
But speaking of that, it was like 3 weeks ago. Shout out TikTok. Every Wednesday at 1 o'clock,
That's right.
we go live on TikTok. We threw down over 30 pizzas a couple weeks ago. We made the largest bowl of Vietnamese pho we've ever had.
It was
weighed
big.
in over 75 pounds. But you guys, check us out on TikTok next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Jody's throwing down. I'm not telling you what he's going to do, but I can guarantee you it's going to be incredible.
Yeah. So guys, whenever you're trying to look for that grain, if you've forgotten after your steak is cooked, the best way to do it is just to go ahead and flex your steak, right?
Okay.
The way that it cracks, those cracks are the way the grain is going, right? So we just want to make sure we slice this against the grain, which would be in this direction all the way down. It's going to lend you some super, super tender pieces of flat
I
iron
love it.
steak.
And I want to remind everybody, we also have a Lehigh, Utah location. Our buddy John Ross is in the comments section.
John
Yeah,
Ross,
if you
what's
guys
up?
are near Lehigh, Utah, check out 5025 West Hudson Way in beautiful Lehigh, Utah. We would love for you to go and check out our retail location. So would John as well. But we also have our location here, 4301 Evans to Locks Road in beautiful Evans, Georgia. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you come and hang out with us.
That's right. And guys, if you ever need us, feel free to give us a call at 706-922-0890. We have a bank of people. They're right up there standing by, waiting to answer your call. They all own the grills and probably will know the question before you ask.
I was going to be like, you got to call Chef John.
Yeah, or you can do that. Reach out to me, Chef John at RecTech.com.
Devin's shaking his head right
you
now.
know, I love it. Yeah.
We got a different country in the house. Shout out Hungary.
Hungry.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be here to see these delicious meats being cooked. So we're going to get the heck out of here. From everybody here at the worldwide headquarters of RecTech, God bless you.
God bless the United States.
And we'll see you
At the RecTech. Do.
Yeah.
Come on, Taylor Made.
Another great show.
Do.